Welcome, everybody, to the Hypnotic Sunday service. Um, Today, I want to talk a little bit about success and how to get there. And that's not by wanting success, but it's by choosing success. And what do I mean by choosing success? When I was in college, me and a buddy of mine did a comic book, and it was not very good. Uh, I'll be honest about that, but it was something that we wanted to do. Now, this was the '90s, zines and mini comics. Like you go to Kinko's all night copy shop and Xerox the pages and then staple it together by hand. That was a popular thing at the time. I wanted none of that. I wanted to make a real comic, right? One that was normal size, professionally printed, could be right there on the shelf. And we went and we did it. We had no idea what we were doing, right? But we figured it out, and trial and error made this comic book. And there wasn't any thought of failure. It was just, this is what we're doing. And I wanted it to be a success, obviously. I mean, you create something, you want it to, but what does that look like? And when I look back, and especially at the time when, all right, here's this thing, it's not very good, but it's done, and it's there, and we'll do better next time, kind of thing. But it did get attention, and we managed to, sell a few, and then a few more after that, and a few more after that. And over like the 6 issues that we did, we managed to break even or make a profit on each issue. And for at the time, especially for a self-published indie comic with no real distribution, just going to conventions and stores, approaching stores and trying to sell them, that was pretty good. That was like actually a pretty major success. And did it feel like it to us at the time? No. But when I look back at on it, I'm like, that was a success, and really we want to ask ourselves, how are we defining success and what it is? Do we even have a clear picture of what success is? Because we'll say we want success, and oh, we need success, and we're going to chase success, but do we really know what it looks like? Do we have an idea? Is it just you just want to make money? Is that what success is to you? What do you value? What are you doing with that? What do you plan to do once you attain success, whatever that may be in your eyes? All of these things kind of go into our head, and they play a big role in our subconscious in how we pursue our goals. And if we actually achieve our goals or not. But it's important to have them kind of clearly defined, especially when it comes to success, because it's such an abstract thing. Is success to you just making a bunch of money and then spending it selfishly, or is it creating value in the world somehow? And if you do want money, how do you use that to then create more value in the world? Doing it from not a place of selfishness, not out of ego, but being able to provide something to people that's valuable, be, to have that sense of purpose. And I think when we go after success, that's really what we're chasing, is a sense of purpose, is and doing something lasting, creating value in the world. And obviously not just for ourselves, but like we have to give value to others in order to receive that success. So really it's about providing something, not taking. You're not taking success. It's not about what you can get, but what you can give, what you provide. And then it comes back to you in a different form. And people have a lot of attachments to success, to uh, sometimes a big fear of it. Sometimes there's an aversion to it, or doing the steps that we need to do in order to reach our goals. And if we have a goal way off in the distance, this is a long term goal, everything can seem like, how do we possibly get there? Because it's so far off and it's so huge and it's obviously something we want really bad. But because it's so far off in the distance, because and we do have to accept where we are at currently in relation to our goal. And I just don't mean like the physical steps that need to take to get there, but the emotional steps and how in alignment we are with it. Because when we choose it, when we choose our goal, when we choose success, we just do it. We're not thinking about other things. It's all of the obstacles in our way don't matter at that point. Yeah, they're going to be there. They're going to be things that we have to figure out, that we have to learn, and challenges that we'll have to overcome. That's part and parcel of it. But if we just want something, we're going to see those obstacles and we're going to go, "Oh, gee, no, I don't do that," because the subconscious is going to run those programs that keep us stuck in the same place, because it wants us to be happy. It's trying to keep us safe, and it doesn't want us to end up feeling disappointed. So don't try, is what that internal message is going to be, if we're just in wanting. But when we choose, and we're actually choosing it, it's just, yep, all right, now I have to learn how to do this. Now I have to figure this out. Now I have to get used to that. And, it's not necessarily going to be easy things to figure out. Challenges are going to vary in their difficulty, right? But we're not going to worry too much about it when we've chosen our goal, when we've chosen to be successful at something. We're just going to do it. And when we're in that place, what we're able to do is we're able to handle more tension than we normally can. Because with difficulty, there's going to be tension that comes with it. And yeah, it's leveling up in a video game. How much of this can I handle? And sometimes we have to do more work to get to where we want. Like if we could just jump to the end of our goal from where we are when we start, would we actually want to do it? Because that would just be easy, right? Why would we even have a goal at that point? Because if we want to be like this, but if we're like this, well, there's a path. that we have to follow. We have to go through this. And as we go down that path, there are going to be different goals that come up that we have to achieve in order to reach the big one. There are going to be other things that we run into, difficulties that we didn't even realize on our way to the big goal, because you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes that unknown, it's scary. And if you if you don't know something you're not expecting and you walk right into it, and then you're like, oh man, what do I do now? That can be something that really makes you question how badly you want the thing, because it raises that tension. And if that's too much, well, then you have a choice. You can either just forget about that goal, give up on it. Well, you know what? I didn't really want that anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do something else, in case you hadn't really chosen it. Or you're gonna go, okay, this is where I'm at now, and this is the next step. It's gonna take some work, and I'm gonna figure it out. And then you step into that tension, because you're operating from a place of courage at that point. You've chosen, and then you just start being. And you know, I talk to a lot of people about, yeah, oh, I really want to achieve this goal, but I'm afraid I can't do this. I'm not good at this. I don't have XYZ for it. And we all have thought that about something at some point in our lives, right? And but the great thing about human beings is we have the ability to look at things from all sorts of different perspectives. We might think that, okay, I don't have this skill set, but if we look at another angle, we can go, but I have this skill set, and this lends to me learning this other one, and it makes it easier because I have this. And I want you all to know that you're brilliant. You know, nobody sees things the way you do. Nobody can do what you can do the way you can do it, because only you have had those experiences. Nobody can see things the same way as you. We're all unique. We all have these different amazing perspectives, and we get to learn from each other and help look at things a different way. So when I hear people say, "Oh, I can't do that. I'm afraid to put myself out there like that," and whatever that might be, whether it's business or dating or anything like that, you know, just nobody else is like you. There is no magic, like one thing to do. You get to figure it out yourself. I mean, that's the difficult part, but it's also the beautiful part of it, because you get to have that choice, that power, that control over your own life, your own destiny. So, um, and there are times, where maybe we feel like we failed at something, and oh, this didn't go the way I wanted it to. So I failed at that. I failed at XYZ. I hear this a lot when I work with people that have been through a divorce. Oh, I failed at marriage. It's like, did you really? Or was it just incompatible and you looked at it when you went into it from the wrong perspective, or it just wasn't right for you. How do you define failure is almost as important as how you define success. And what is failure anyway? To me, it's when you just stop, when you quit trying, when you lose any desire to pursue that goal, and you give up. And this isn't not the same as taking a pause to regroup and get yourself re-energized and recenter yourself, because that's important. Because when we go after our goals, and we want to be successful at reaching them, it is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So, but there's that point where you can just go, oh, I give up. And it's really more of an internal thing than an external thing, because I don't think failure exists. I went I went to grad school. I have a graduate degree in education. I was going to be a teacher. And as I get through that program, I'm like, you know what? This isn't for me. I love teaching people. I value education highly, but I'm not meant to deal with this bullshit. Now, was that a failure? Or was it just me finding a different way? As a result of that, I was able to have my dream job being a writer, where I got paid to write. That was what I'd always wanted to do. Living the dream. Now, it wasn't the kind of writing I wanted to do, but I was getting paid to write. And that was that goal that I put out into the universe. So, mission accomplished. But then I burned out on that. And that was taking a toll on me. And combined with other things, I ended up, becoming a hypnotist. Now, did I fail at being a writer? Did I fail at being a teacher? Because I still write things. I write for fun. I write stuff for work. I still teach people. I'm hopefully I'm teaching you something right now. I think education is a big part of the job of being a hypnotist, of being a hypnotherapist, of being a coach. Yeah, is showing people a different way to look at things. At the end of the day, we individually have to assess where we're at and then take action on the thing. But nothing of value is ever lost. And just because one thing didn't work out the way we maybe originally wanted it to, or thought that it would, that doesn't mean that we haven't gained from it, that we aren't bringing that knowledge, that wisdom into the next endeavor. So if we look at things like that, failure doesn't even exist, because, we're always learning. Even if we're taking a knock, I mean, that's how we gain wisdom, is by trying and maybe making a mistake. But living in courage is a huge part of that. And it's sad when the older we get, the more averse we are to falling down every now and then, taking a knock, of putting ourselves out there and, really trying for those things that we want. I mean, if you look at a baby and that's just learning how to walk, they get up, they can't do it very well, but they're still doing it and they're falling down. Maybe that hurts and they cry, but they get back up and they do it again. And how is it when we get older, we lose that ability, that resilience to just get back up and keep going in relation to the goals, in relation to other things that we really want out of life? And how much of that is like just an attachment to wanting, where it's not really something we've chosen? Like I've said, it's just, oh, well, I want to do this, or I should do this. I'm supposed to do this. I need to do it this way. I need to do it that way. And we all, like I said, we're all unique. We're Nobody is the same. Nobody looks at things the way you do. Nobody can do what you do the way you do it. And by that respect, nobody else can tell you how to get from point A to point B. Like they could go, okay, these are, the usual steps people take, but what those steps actually look like for you can be wildly different from everybody else. Yes, at the end of the day, pretty much we're all doing the same thing. But that that middle part where we kind of float around on our way from one point to the next can look incredibly different, and it shapes us and we shape that in return. And that's part of the fun of the journey of life, is being able to enjoy that exploration of it, and not worry about, oh, what's somebody else doing, or am i am I doing this right? If you're doing it, if you're finding a way that moves you in the direction of where you want to be, even if that's only going 1% at a time, but you are actively taking action and moving yourself in that direction, even 1%, you're doing it right. It's we're all running our own race. There is no competition, only with ourselves. So, okay. So now I want to take a little bit of time today, and I'm going to do a little guided meditation on the fear of success that you might feel. So this is all releasing meditation for success. So what I want you all to do now is, excuse me while I clear my throat. Okay. So what I'd like you to do now is to just get nice and comfortable, and just go ahead, get comfortable, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just let those eyes go closed. And as you drift deeper down, I want you to just access your memories. I want you to notice if there's any realizations that have come up on any part of your life that, where maybe you've been holding back, where there's maybe a fear of being seen, fear of success, a fear of actually taking on the responsibility of success. And I want you to just welcome that if it's there. If not, that's fine. Just play along and see what your mind might come up with. And I want you to just welcome any memory, any thoughts, any feelings, any sensations that might come with this fear of success. And I want you to welcome any part of you that feels like this is important. Like this means something about you, that taking on this responsibility means something that's important. And I want you to just welcome any attachment to that feeling of responsibility now. Any part of yourself that just feels like I've got to get this perfect. I've got to get this right. I want you to just know what that feels like and just be with that for a minute. And I want you to welcome any aversion to that responsibility that comes with success. Any part of yourself that just feels like I don't want to deal with this. It's going to hurt too much. Can you just let that go? Can you just drop it? Notice what that feels like. And now welcome that aversion again. Because remember, you just learned this. You can look away from anything at any time. So just look at that aversion again now and welcome it. And this time, I just really want you to feel it fully. And just really be with that aversion. Because you know you can look away from it at any time. So why not just like dive right in? Just jump in with both feet and just feel it. Let yourself experience the part of the thing that you've always been avoiding, because you can handle it. And just drop that again. Just drop that aversion. And now just feel any sense of love and peace and just let everything go. Just let it all go. Just allow yourself to be as free as you are just for a moment, and just welcome in any sense of courage, acceptance, love, peace. Just welcome that now. Just feel any sense, even if it's small, of courage, acceptance, love, and peace. And now I want you to welcome that want for success again. Just welcome in as much as you do any of that want for success, and just notice what that feels like. What's it like to want success, knowing that you can't want and have at the same time, and that wanting just pushes away the thing that you want? It creates a psychic distance between you and your goal. And just be with that. And now just welcome your aversion to success. Any part of yourself that just wants to push success away as much as you do. Welcome any fear of success, that very specific feeling of responsibility that comes with the success. And just let yourself be with that for a moment. That's right. And now I want you to just welcome success. What does it feel like to just feel successful, period? Just notice what that feels like, that feeling of success, what it feels like to be successful. Just as much as you can, as much as you do. Welcome that in, that feeling of success, even if it's small, even if it's just 1%, just be with it. That's right. Now, one more time, let's go back through these. Just welcome in any wanting for success. Welcome any part of you that's wanting success, chasing success, needing success, that feeling of you've got to get this. And just welcome that psychic distance that wanting, that chasing, that needing creates between you and success, between you and your goals. And just know that if that never resolves, then that goal is always just going to be right outside of your grasp. Like dangling a carrot in front of a horse, in front of a donkey as he's pulling a cart. And now just welcome any aversion to success and just all the responsibility that comes with that. I want you to just notice what that feels like. I want you to just welcome any fear that is maybe about being witnessed, about being seen on your way to success. And I want you to just look right at that. Just look right at that. And just realize that you can handle it. You can deal with it. These things are just emotions. It's just a feeling. It doesn't mean anything about you. Or do you welcome any feeling that maybe that aversion does mean anything about you or your life? Or welcome the idea that maybe you're being adverse because the success means so much. And maybe that aversion means something too because you've done it so many times. So just be with that for a moment. Now, welcome the success itself. What is that successful feeling? What does success feel like? What does it feel like to just be successful? To just choose success and welcome that. You've been successful in other areas of your life before, many areas. You've had a lot of success in your life. So, what does it feel like to just be successful? To just drop everything else, all of the resistance, all of the aversion, just drop all of that and just be with success. To just live in success. What does that feel like? Just welcome that for a moment. And now let's go through it one more time again. Welcome any want for success. Just welcome that one thing, and welcome that chasing, that needing, that attachment to success, craving, desire, lust, whatever you want to call it. Just welcome that in. Now, welcome any aversion to success, and just allow yourself to be as adverse as you are. What does it feel like to push success away because you just don't want that responsibility, because you don't want the burden? Just notice what that feels like. And just welcome any part of yourself that might have been pushing this thing away so much, so many times, that now you're even averse to the aversion. And notice that you can handle it as you look right at it. That you can handle it. And now just notice any part of yourself that's going into wanting as you look at all these. This wanting to do something, just about any one of them or all of them. Any wanting to try to change them, fix them, instead, rather than just observing and just being with them. Can you just be for a moment? Just observe. And with that said, can you just welcome the feeling of success, any feeling of success that you've experienced in your life before? Any time you've felt success, you've achieved a goal, just welcome that. And what does it feel like to just be successful now? Feel it in your body, wherever it may be. Just allow it to expand so you can just become one with it. Now, can you just let all of that go and just welcome any form of courage, acceptance, of love, of peace, and just be in that loving state, especially if it's courage, that place where of courage that's win-win for everybody, and you're creating success. You're choosing it, not just for you, but everyone around you, even while you feel that tension. And you can just notice as you sit there that you can just let all the rest of it go, because it doesn't matter anyway. You can just be courageous, as I know you've done it before. And just be courageous. Just remember that courage is a form of love. And then just go ahead and just let it all go. Let it all go and just be. Now, just feeling as good as you are, just come on back into the room and take your time. And just open your eyes and just feel great and feel courage and ready to go forward and step into any of that tension that comes with walking that path to reach your goals. And I hope you've enjoyed this. And just remember, there are no such thing as problems. There are only situations. And till next time.